It's time to make that crafting gift list. Hey everyone, my name is Brennan and welcome to
Brennan's Crafty Corner.
Hi everyone, my name is Brennan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am sharing with you my crafty gift guide for 2024 for that special crafter in your life, or the special crafter yourself if you're watching this, trying to make a wish list for whoever's buying gifts for you. The only reason I'm making this video this early is because I have already seen a few pre-Black Friday sales, and I want to get this video out for ample time for planning for Black Friday, as there will be quite a few sales from a bunch of companies, so I just want to make sure you can get the most bang for your buck and get the best deals possible. Also, I will be sharing a product in this video that was sent to me free of charge, but that is not swaying my opinion in the slightest, and it was not sent for this video. I do want to be upfront about it, and I will be mentioning it when I show that product, because I think it's only fair to you that you know if something was sent to me, but I promise you, it is not changing my opinion on the product. I do genuinely really like it, and that's why I'm sharing it with you today. So without further ado, let's get in this video so you can start making those gift guides. Also, Mom, none of these products apply to me. I have them already, so sorry. Out of luck there. So the first thing on Brennan's Crafty Gift Guide for 2024 is the My Sweet Petunia glue press. You've probably seen this in many other places because it was all the rage this year, and I love it. I got this at my local store, Butterfly Reflections Inc. And as you can see, I've used it a lot because there's glue all over this handle, there's a little paint down here, and there's some dried glue in there. But what's really cool about this is that your glue doesn't dry out and you don't have to put a cap on it. Because as you can see down there, there's a little pink rubber stopper. So when you put your glue in, the nozzle hits that and prevents it from leaking out. What I will say is, it has occasionally clogged for me, but that goes for any glue just because if you have glue in this nozzle, there's still a chance it could dry out. So what's really cool is that there's this fine tip bottle, then there's a secondary empty bottle that's not filled so you can put your own glue in there. Just another quick caveat though, some glues tend to run out. In my experience, art glitter glue has leaked out the bottom, but the Nuvo glue works perfectly. So if you like Nuvo, this will be great for you. And what's really cool about this cap for the fine point is that there's a needle. So if your glue does in fact dry up, you can just push that needle back into the lid and then rotate it on and off and it will unclog it. And the same thing is true for that empty refillable bottle for your own glue, as there's also a needle in there. And this is the larger tip point, but you could totally use the fine tip point on this bottle. You would just have to swap it out. But my first thing is the My Sweet Petunia glue press. The next thing on my crafty gift guide is the magic mat from scrapbook.com. This is the one for my big shot, and oh my gosh, this is game-changing when it comes to die cutting, because I have been able to use the exact same clear plate since when I bought the machine in 2021. So this plate is after 3 years, and I would say a fairly heavy use if I do say so myself. And look, it is still warped. It's still warped slightly. It's not 100% perfect, but that warp is barely noticeable. And like I said, I've been using this for 3 years, and I've had this for about 2.5. What I will note though, is that you will eventually have to replace this, because you are still cutting into this, and it is self-healing, but it can only heal so much. So eventually down the line, you'll have to replace it. But like I said, I've had this mat for 2.5 years and I've not had to replace it. I just love this so much. You can ask people I DM with and I'm like, do you have the magic mat? Do you have the magic mat? Get the magic mat. But yeah, the magic mat is so awesome because it quite literally saves your clear plates. I've also heard that there's a magnetic magic mat out. I have not personally tried that, but I would assume it's just as amazing. So you could try that, but I personally cannot attest to that magnetic one because I haven't used it. So there could be stuff that's different. There might not be, but the regular original magic mat, especially for the big shot, because that's what I use, is perfect. Also, if you're wondering, Brennan, you had that for 6 months and only did that little die cutting. I originally got the big shot for embossing folders strictly. I didn't have dies really at that point, so that's why you don't see a lot on here, and you see that one specific heart die a ton. So now we come to my calyx unit behind me, behind my desk. And I have this Inkpad storage specifically for all of my ink cubes. What I love about this is that firstly, it fits in the calyx, but it doesn't take up a lot of room. There's still a couple of inches of space behind here. Actually, a little more than a couple because, you know, I can move this fairly easily. And you'll see I have my Cricut Joy and a bin back there, and I could fit a lot more. So this has been really great for storing my ink cubes. The one downside is that these trays unfortunately come separate from the storage system itself, so it can get a little costly that way, But I do find that it is still really amazing. It is made of a foam core material, but it's still fairly sturdy. You saw me take the whole thing down and it didn't break or anything. And right now I keep some cards that I'm working on to donate in here. So yeah, this has been super amazing for storing my ink cubes. As you can see, you can fit other stuff in there too. It fits cards fairly well. And then up here, we have some of my Inkpad storage. You might be noticing, why is there a tower missing? It's because that is how I film my YouTube videos, friends. An Inkpad holder with a ruler taped to the top. I've been MacGyvering this since the very beginning. But these are actually intended for pencils and are supposed to be stored like this with pencils in them. But obviously, that's not how I use them. Each of these squares can fit 3, sometimes 4 Catherine Pooler ink pads if you squish them, and they can fit 3 Simon Hurley as well. However, I only do 2 because when you do 3, there's really nowhere to grip this because they're like the perfect fit with 3. So that's why I only have 2 so I can reach in and grab them. They also fit Concord and Ninth. I only have 1 Concord and Ninth ink pad, so I can't tell you if it's 2 or 3, but it's at least 2. These have been absolutely amazing for storing my ink pads. I've had them in here for, I want to say, at least 2 years. It's just been great. It's just a perfect way and a fairly cheap solution compared to other ink pad holders to store them. Last time I checked, I think it was $25 for 2 towers, so depending on how many ink pads you have, that's a fairly good price. But yeah, they've been amazing. So next up and lastly are the fanciful Framelet dies from Stacey Park. I have every single one of these, but I do want to note these were sent from Sizzix, as I do make samples for Stacey's store in California. However, that does not sway my opinion at all, because I have all of these cards right here that were personal use of crafting or that were crafting or designing for different companies that all use her dies. We have the triangle one, we have the hexagon one, we have the diamond one, and then for this one, I have the rectangle one. But the coolest thing about these shape dies and why I recommend them over any other shape die on the market is because the debossed design and the die are 2 separate pieces. You might be thinking to yourself, Brennan, that doesn't matter. But it really does, because this gives you the ability to foil whatever that design is very easily. So this is essentially a die and a foil plate together. I've also heard you can letterpress with the design. I don't want to attest to that because I've never done it, as I do not have a letterpressing system like the Better Press, but I have heard from Stacey that you can do that. So I just love these because of their versatility, because you can do so much with them. And to add on to that versatility, and I cannot believe I forgot to mention this earlier, but it's the fact that you can get a shape without the debossed design, or you can do a shape with the debossed design, or you can just do a shape, or you can just do the debossed shape without the die and not cut it out and just deboss your cardstock. So that's another selling point, because you get the shape die with a design or a shape die without a design if you just want a plain circle. That's another reason why I love them so much, why they're so amazing, and I genuinely cannot believe I forgot to say that earlier, but I'm putting it in now. So that's it. 5 amazing products that I think will be good for any paper crafter, whether card maker, scrapbooker, or somewhere in between. They'd be perfect to add to basically anyone's wish list. I do just want to note though, if you're shopping for a crafter, send this video to the crafter just to make sure they don't have anything on the list, or so you can find out what they do have on the list, just so you don't buy a duplicate of something. Just a quick tip. Also, if you are the crafter watching this video, let me know down in the comments what your favorite product is on this video, or if you have some of the products in the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have an amazing rest of your day, and bye everyone! Happy crafting!